What's going on, Tiger fans? Welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Clemson Tigers Radio Show. I am Zach Lentz, joined as always by Mr. Bad Luck himself, Jason Priester. Sorry, I understand we are a couple minutes late getting on. Dad just finished up with the media. And so I had to get that, uploaded to YouTube so you can check that out. We'll actually have clips from his Wednesday evening presser here in just a few minutes as soon as they upload on the channel. But Jason, we are just 3 days away from a night game in the Valley. I can't wait. How about you?
Yeah, I'm kind of ready to get back for a night game. It feels like it's been a minute, really, because it has. But kind of, I like that new fourth quarter video they had the other day. It's a little different from what they had. I'm ready to see it at nighttime and how the crowd responds to it, because it's going to be a little different. It's always a little different at nighttime.
Yes, it is. Well, as you can, I love this comment right here. This is the new name of the show.
It's only one dog tonight.
Oh yeah, hang on. Let's hit it. Here we go. So here's what we are going to do. We are going to give you the solo layout so you can share Jason's bad luck story time.
All right. Well, I have been gone most of the day. I had to take my dog, drop her off this morning. She has some surgery. I have a basset hound and a Labrador. It's a pit between a pit bull and a lab. We call her a Labrador. I don't know. That's what my wife came up with. I don't know if she found it online or what, but we have to keep them separated at all times. Otherwise, the Labrador beats up the basset hound, and the Labrador is actually in here in my bedroom with me tonight. She never gets to come in here. She don't know how to act. But the surgery didn't go till late this afternoon. So when it got to be about close to 4:30, I hadn't heard from the vet. I'm like, man, what in the world? I was fixing to call, and they called me. Told me they was going to keep her overnight because she was just waking up. They didn't get the surgery till late. But she looked to be responding well. So that's good news, right?
Yeah.
But when I got home, I go in my laundry room, man, and I look down, there's water on the floor. I'm telling you, it just don't ever stop me. I got to figure out what's going on in there.
I swear.
So there was a little bad luck today. I looked down and there's water on the floor.
Yeah, you need to figure out who is sinning in your house to cause, God to send his wrath on you.
Last time I had water on the floor in there, it was just, I had a clog and I unclogged it and it was all good. Hopefully it's much ado about nothing. It was just a little bit. Maybe somebody, I don't know, knowing one of my kids, they spilled water in there and didn't clean it up. We'll see when they get home. So it wasn't that much. It was kind of weird, really.
Yeah, I was gonna say any kind of water on the floor in a bathroom is always scary.
Yeah, it's in there. It's in my laundry room where the washing machine is. So it's, and last time it happened, like I said, it was the where the water. Golly, man, the drainage pipe was clogged up, and I just had to snake it out.
Well, let's go ahead and ask this then. Was the water brown or dookie color?
Nope. No brown water. No brown water.
Yeah.
Clear as a bell. Clear as a bell. This is a brand new septic tank I'm using out here, though. We've not even been using it a year, so we'll see what happens there now. I might have a story to tell about that in the future.
Yeah, Michael agrees with you. That fourth quarter video was sweet. I am excited for the entire stadium to hopefully get to see it this week, because about maybe only 20,000 saw it last week. But the thing is, you know, honestly, I know that they do it probably as much for the team as they do for the fans, but I could seriously do without Joey Basson screaming at me, when Clemson's up 66-17. I honestly, I don't need him screaming at me. They'll put championship rings on smooth hands when you're up 60 points. I mean,
Yeah,
come
it
on.
hits a little different in a game like that. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Make no
yeah.
mistake. It hits a little different.
Yeah, I was gonna say they also probably don't put championship rings on teams that lose to Duke.
No, they don't. You'd
Uh,
be hard pressed to go back in history and find a national title team that lost to Duke, probably.
that's true. Yeah. Yeah. Let's
Or
see.
you won't find. You probably won't find a whole bunch of ACC championship teams that lost to Duke. I mean, you'll find
Uh,
some through, but it won't be many, I doubt.
exactly. Well, let's see here. If the man, the myth, and the legend has finished loading here. Let's see here. Yes, he has. So I honestly, you know, don't really care too much about what Dado said tonight, because, he is not giving any additional info really than he gave, like 36 hours ago, or less than that actually, when he met with us on Tuesday. I want you to watch his mannerisms and his expression, and I have some thoughts about it, but I want your thoughts on it. So I am gonna get this queued up here in just a second, and you all will get to see what I am talking about. Let's see here. I will click there and here, and then I'll click here. No, there.
There it is.
Hey, Coach, it's Trevor from CUTigers.com. How has ball security been at practice the last few days?
Been good. We've done a lot of drill work, and just trying to create a lot of strain in practice in our normal periods, and guys have practiced well. Really, honestly, we do that every single week.
Yeah, but it's Chap with the state, especially with Makupa day to day. Could you just speak to Khalil Barnes and how he played last week and what you might need from him this week if Makupa's not able to go again?
Yeah, Khalil and Avion, are the two guys kind of working in there at that spot in our normal nickel type package. Man, two good players, two really, really, good players with bright futures. And, Barnes did a nice job for us last week. I'm really proud of him, and this is a great opportunity for him to really get some big time valuable experience. Because again, it's a long season, and really proud of him. He's a very conscientious kid, and works really hard. Same way Avion. It's been really good for him because they've gotten a ton of reps in practice.
Hey, Coach, it's Trevor again. Wade Woodad is just a true sophomore, but he's already got a blocked punt, a pick six, a fumble recover and force, a sack. What makes him just always seem to be around the ball the way he is?
He's a football player. You know, he's just got great instincts for the game. He's a baller. I mean, the kid's tough. He's physical. He can really run. You know, he really understands the game at a high level. I mean, he played his career. Most of his career was as a quarterback and as a safety. So he just has, again, a great understanding of the game, and then he's got the instincts to go with it. And he plays really, really hard. You know, he's just a great effort guy. He's a great preparer, and he loves it. I mean, he loves practice, and it shows. You know, he's a fun guy to coach, and a fun guy to watch play, because he plays the way you want everybody to play.
Yeah, but this is Chapel again. Hamp Green told us yesterday about getting the scholarship in August at the end of fall camp. Just tell us about that moment from your end and why y'all decided to give one of those spots to him. Excuse me.
Yeah, we had a spot left, and just kind of how things worked out with having a guy leave late, and so it was a good opportunity for him, and a guy that really the players voted on. Honestly, he's just a great leader in our program. Has been. He's a fifth-year guy, and just incredibly dedicated guy to the team, and a hard worker, and has just gotten better and better and better every single year through that hard work. So, like I said, we had one spot that we didn't have that came available because of certain circumstances, but he was voted on by his peers.
So, your thoughts on him? I mean, I'll let you go first and I'll give you mine. But, I want to know what you think.
That was my first time watching. I wasn't on the Zoom call, so that was my first time seeing it. But when he first said, he does not appear to be in the same mood he was yesterday. When especially when he first sat down, he did not look all that thrilled. And he's coming fresh off the practice field, right? So I'm wondering if maybe they didn't have such a great practice today. Obviously that's just absolute 100% pure speculation. I mean, but maybe he's just in a bad mood. I don't know, but he is not in the same mood he was in yesterday.
Yeah, I was going to say the exact same thing. I mean, here is a hint, okay? Generally, Dow gives us, or we are given an approximate time that Dow is going to show up. The time we were given was 6:05 today. All right. He did not join the Zoom call until 6:50.
And it only lasted 8 minutes, right?
Yeah. 8 minutes and no opening statement. He came
There's
in and
another
sat
telltale
down.
sign.
Yeah. He came in and sat down like, all right, let's get this thing over with because I am pissed off. It's a complete, 180 degrees from what we saw yesterday. Yesterday he was jovial, still being his biscuit hair or whatever he said.
Hair on a biscuit.
Yeah. But, the thing is, he did not look the same today as he did yesterday. His countenance, his temperament, just the shortness of his answers. And that's another telltale sign of Dow is, he can talk with the best of them. And he can go on and on. Like, generally, if someone asked about, what he has and stuff, he would have gone for 4 minutes just on him. He was 30 seconds, he was done. He's a football player. That's why he's around the ball. So I'm like you, I don't want to read too much into this, but I would say that the team got a little chiding after practice that they have taken a few minutes.
Especially with him running so late. Yeah, absolutely. The after practice speech seemed to have lasted a little longer than normal. And he did seem a little perturbed when he sat down. Absolutely. And you talk about the question about Woodaz, the question about Hamp Green, man, when he talks about he didn't, usually if he's talking about giving a scholarship to a walk-on guy, he'll talk for a few minutes, and that was another pretty short, deliberate answer.
Yeah, he'll lie up, and talk about, what it was like to see him and all that stuff. It was a very short answer, but not not saying that anything is up to be worried about. This is just something that when you see Dow as much as we do, you start to notice these mannerisms and the way that he talks and answers questions, and even the way he's sitting. If I was working at the FBI, or what's that show that used to come on, that Criminal Minds, where they analyze everyone, I would say, him sitting there arms crossed the whole time, doesn't look like he's very happy.
I remember when I first started doing this, one of the best pieces of advice I ever got was don't always so much listen to what Dabo Swinney is saying. Listen to how he's saying it. Look at his mannerisms, his facial expressions, to kind of gauge the kind of mood he's in, and the adjectives he uses repeatedly. That was one of the best pieces of advice I ever got when I started doing this, and it has paid, because it's something I've never forgotten, and it's something I always pay attention to now.
Yeah. I have never seen Dabo, but that is just by his facial expression. I have seen Dabo, I have seen him extremely mad. I mean, like, does everyone just forget, the fake of Hunt in the ACC championship game? I mean, he absolutely crawled. Who was that? Was that Cole Chasen? That he crawled?
Was it Pinion, maybe? I can't remember.
Something tells me it was Cole Chasen, because I think he was a left-footed guy.
Golly, was it that long ago?
Yeah, it was the 2014 ACC championship game when he ran the fake, I guess, on his own, and then the Orange Bowl, he called it, and they executed it to perfection with Christian Wilkins catching it down the sideline.
It was Andy Teasdale.
Oh, there you go. There's
Andy
a name
Teasdale.
Yeah,
I had forgot about him.
Hey,
but
listen,
he was absolutely livid that night, man. Oof.
Yes, he was.
There was a day last year. There was a day last year. I think it was fall camp when Dakari Collins did something in practice, man, and he just stopped practice. Me and you were both there that day, man, and he just started lighting into guys.
Yeah.
So I've seen him mad a time or two.
Yeah, I saw it this year at a practice on Derby Meadows when they were doing their tempo stuff. Sheridan Jones didn't run off the field. He walked, and Dow called him. He called, because if you have never seen a practice at Clemson, they give Dow a microphone, And so he's sitting there screaming in the microphone the whole time. Good or bad. He's going, Peter Woods, Peter Woods, Peter Woods, that's a great job. Yeah, give me some more of that, Peter. Well, he got on that microphone and he absolutely laid into Sheridan, who walked off the field, made him run back onto the field, and then run off. So, yeah, he gets mad. Hey, do us a quick favor. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to this video channel on YouTube, All Clemson Tigers. Look, we are trying to do our best to give you all the information that we know of, both online and on YouTube. And honestly, if you already subscribed, do us a favor and smash that like button. Because listen, the like button is how the YouTube algorithm knows that, hey, you know what? People like this video. So share it with your friends, smash that like button, leave a comment. But yeah. So let's see here. Let's get that. So I was doing a little bit of looking around the interwebs today, like we all do, because it's your job to keep up with a team. A lot of stuff, is chasing down stuff on Twitter. FSU, they have already started their little whiny ass act. Okay, have you seen this, Jason?
I saw it.
They are complaining about the ticket allotment.
Somebody, one of their fan sided guys, even wrote a story about it, man.
Yeah. He said, is Clemson afraid that FSU is going to take over Death Valley? And because he said, look, here's what happened. Okay, Clemson used to give the visiting team the entire almost lower fourth of the west end zone.
2,000 seats down there.
Yeah, 2,000 seats down there, which they could use for their band or whatever they want. They could allot them however they want, and then they give some in the north upper deck. Well, after years of getting screwed by other teams like South Carolina, who sticks fans up as high as they possibly can, and every other ACC team, sticks the fans as high as they possibly can. Clemson says, screw it, we're going to do the same thing. So not only did they decrease the allotment of tickets, they only are allowing, I think it's 500 in the lower deck now.
Yeah, they changed it from 2,000 to 500 in the lower deck, moved the rest to the upper deck.
Yeah, and they also shrunk the number, I think, if I am accurate in this, to around 2,300 total.
I never could find a note hard count for what they shrunk it to, but yeah, I think they might have shrunk it a little bit.
But yeah, so FSU is already starting their line. They are not bringing their marching Chiefs band, which honestly, I am so glad. The last thing I want to hear is that stupid or chant or
all day long.
Yeah, I mean, it is so stinking annoying to hear that crap going all the time. Now, it's a different thing if you're sitting at Truist Field in Atlanta. You want to hear that. Also, I mean, and their stupid fight song, where they're FLORIDASTAT, Florida State, woo! That crap, they can keep that down in Tallahassee because they are not ringing their band. So
Yeah, and they are putting this stuff out, making it sound like Clemson just made this change this week just for Florida State because they're scared of how many fans are coming, and that's just crap. This was all stuff decided before the season started. Clemson's also got that new tunnel there in the middle of the West Zone, so that impacted some of this. But like you said, it absolutely boils down to how they, what most other teams do when Clemson goes on the road. Their fans are putting the upper deck. Most places are putting the opponent's bands in the upper deck now. So why should Clemson be any different? Why should they give away all that premium seating down there to opposing fan bases? It just doesn't make any sense in today's landscape. It was a change that needed to be made, honestly.
yeah, and the thing is, if you are it is a change that like you said needed to be made, and it was long overdue.
Yeah.
I mean, however, this Joker on Chalk Chant, which I have never heard of this site before in my life. He wrote the story, FSU football is Clemson scared of FS takeover in Death Valley. My response would be no. I mean, if you're scared, you choose to cancel the game 4 hours before kickoff, like they did.
Exactly.
That is being scared, not doing something that has been in motion for the entire year. And they also sent out this joke of an email to the
that's what kickstarted this whole thing.
Yeah. I am trying to find it here. Let me see.
I got it right here if you want me to read it.
Yeah, go ahead and read it.
Dear Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so, today we want to follow up regarding your FSU versus Clemson seat location. In previous years, Clemson Athletics assigned about 1,300 tickets for FSU in their lower level sections. However, this year that number has been reduced to 500. The majority of our section will be located in the upper level of Clemson Memorial Stadium. Tickets will be sent this week. Keep an eye on your inbox for more information.
Yeah. So and this Joker who wrote this story, his closing graph says, to add insult to injury, the marching Chiefs will not travel to Clemson, South Carolina for the game. It looks as though the Tigers are attempting to get every advantage in a game they desperately need to win for any hope of making it to the ACC championship game this year. Let me tell this little ass. If he thinks the band makes any difference, he is sorely mistaken. Let's see here. We have some comments on FSU. Let's see. Michael Forster says, my FSU friend asked me if I got to go except for the game. I assume they had fun to their team next year.
Yeah, there's a lot of people pushing on Twitter that Clemson's not letting them bring the band. They're trying to push that narrative. And that's just so far from the truth. I mean, it's laughable. Clemson's not going to keep you from bringing your band, man. That's totally Florida State's choice. And I get it, man. That war chant is kind of cool to listen to, but it's cool to listen to for about 5 minutes, man. About 5 minutes. It's iconic. I get it. It's cool to listen to for 5 or 10 minutes. But after that, inside that state, especially if you're sitting there right beside it, oh, man, they just play it over and over and so much.
Yeah, it's almost like Rocky Top, where I think I saw some stat that said Rocky Top is played over 100 times during a Tennessee football game. And so, yeah, it's iconic. But you know what? That still doesn't mean that it's annoying as hell.
It just by halftime, I've just heard it enough, man. And it don't matter, some of them. Even that year, Clemson was blowing their doors off down there in Tallahassee. They still blaring that thing, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
like you, man. Especially especially if you're just sitting right beside it or you're down in that end zone, man. It's just after a little while, it's just enough already.
yeah, I mean, there is nothing worse than hearing that thing going nonstop. I mean,
It's even worse when they're losing because they're gonna play it, and play it, and play it.
Exactly. The thing is, like you said, this was not a decision from Clemson. They didn't tell Florida State, hey, you can't ring your van. They said, this is how many tickets you have. This is where they're located. So you can either give them to your donors or your van. And if you give them to your, uh, donors, then your van will have to be in the upper deck. And if you want your donors in the upper deck, you can, put your van wherever you want. There is no stipulation or nothing done by Clemson's athletic department. I just really found it interesting that FSU is already, we are 10 days out from this game, and the pissing and moaning and, oh, Clemson's doing this to us. Oh, Clemson's not being nice. They're being bullies. Oh, all that crap has already started. Come on, you're supposed to be Florida freaking State. Act like you got some. You're the
I know
number 3 team in the nation, and you're gonna sit here and piss and moan and whine about that garbage? Come on.
that's what I was gonna say. You're ranked inside the top five. Clemson's falling out of the top 25, man. And this is what some of those writers down there in their fan base are worried about, man. I don't know. It's unreal. That's the kind of stuff that irks me, man. I don't know. It's so petty, but I get it. It's college football, and big part of college football is pettiness.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so much pettiness as it is a little bit of I am trying to think of the word that I can use on here and just still get,
Not get flagged.
not get flagged.
I know the word you're thinking of.
Yeah. All right. So, since I'm sure everybody else on here knows it.
If I had a cat around here, I'd pick it up. I don't have
one. Yeah. Well, and here. Exactly. Yes. Amen. Us letting a team travel to Tallahassee and then canceling the game. Hell yeah. That's exactly what us pay. That is what scared teams do right there. Scared teams find excuses not have to play when you're going to get your ass kicked.
That is the utter definition of being scared right there. I mean, Clemson followed every protocol that was put in place by the ACC, and they refused to play 3 hours before kickoff. It doesn't get it. I mean, it doesn't get any worse than that.
Yeah, I mean, and Dabo said, look, we'll hang around until Sunday. So, this guy can clear everything. We'll hang around until Sunday to play. And Mike Norvell, that slimy little sleazy, little. I am going to have to be very careful tonight because I am coming very close to us losing monetization on this video. But yeah, there is, in our staff chat we had going, I said that there is not a that Mike Norvell looks like the biggest blankhead in the entire world. I mean, yeah, he does. He walks around like his stuff doesn't stink. Like, he did everything. Yeah, he basically went out, and the Florida State Seminoles this year are the New York Yankees of the 1990s. They are trying to buy championships.
Absolutely, they're trying to buy one. No, that make no mistake. That is exactly what's transpired down there. They went all in on NIL in this transfer class. We'll see if it works for them. They got a good team. I'm not buying them top 5 yet. I mean, I might be proved wrong on that matter, but I'm not buying it just yet. We'll see.
Yeah, here is going to be the telltale sign of what the voters actually thought of FSU is if Clemson wins this week, you fully anticipate they will, jump back into the top 25 because of the matchups that you have out there this week. If Clemson beats FSU, how high does Clemson jump and how far does FSU fall? Because that's going to be the telltale sign. Because if everyone is still on this FSU bandwagon, you'll see they'll drop, maybe 4 or 5 spots, stay in the top 10, and Clemson will jump, I'd say to maybe 11 or 12. If everybody's like, all right, this FSU team got lucky that Sunday night against LSU, they put everything together at just the right time, and LSU didn't play the best, but the fact is they aren't who we thought they were, and this team has some issues. It's going to be very interesting to see the polls that come out in 11 days if Clemson takes care of business.
I got asked that exact question yesterday. If Clemson can beat Florida State, would they jump Florida State in the polls? And that would take a serious tumble from Clemson and a serious tumble from Florida State and a big time jump for Clemson. It probably wouldn't. I think it'd play out exactly like you described a minute ago. They'd probably fall to number 10 or something like that, and Clemson still be a few spots behind them.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is, though, you have to keep reminding yourself that none of these rankings matter. None of these, rankings mean a hill of beans until the college football playoff committee comes together. And look, when they come together, they will actually take into account the head-to-head matchups. They will take into account your strength of schedule. They will take into account, when you lost, how you looked in your win, all that stuff. So, as many people like to knock on the committee and that kind of stuff, I trust the committee 1,000% more than I trust the AP posters, the coaches poll. Because look, the coaches, if you think they waste any of their time filling out that poll, you are full of it. I guarantee you the SIDs are the ones filling out and they send it to the coach. And he goes, all right, and signs his name on Hunt. Dallas Swinney does not have the time nor the desire to fill out a coach's file. So I think that FSU will probably still be ranked higher, but we'll have to wait and see it. The great thing is that in 10 days we get to see on the field, can this FSU team hold up? They have yet to face any adversity. They have yet to really face a hostile environment. That the opening game was in Orlando, so just a short, however many hour drive from Tallahassee.
Oh, that was a heavy Florida State crowd, man. Heavy Florida State.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and you expect that. But the thing is, how will they handle the environment that I hope we get to see at noon next Saturday? I hope the fans start getting lubricated at 6 a.m. I hope that the students are getting. I hope the students are getting lubricated starting Friday night.
That's what I was going to say. Let them start about midnight and stay up all night.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, this honestly has the feeling of I understand this in a noon kickoff and not an 8 o'clock kickoff, and it's not a top 5 team versus a top 5 team like the Clemson Louisville game or the Clemson Notre Dame games of 2016. This game has a different feeling to it. I am not sure if you're picking that up, Jason, from anything you're hearing or who you're talking to. It has a really different feeling. I think that Clemson fans want to shut these FSU fans the hell up.
Yeah, I think it's definitely got a different feeling. The storylines are absolutely going to be different surrounding this game. Clemson supposedly falling off, Florida State's on the rise. Time for FSU to retake its place atop the ACC standings. We've not heard that narrative much in the past 7-8 years, since Jameis Winston left, really. But so, yeah, I do think this game, it's got a different feel to it. Florida State fans are far more confident than they have been in years past. Although I thought a lot of them were confident last year, but it's nothing on a level like it is right now. I've not seen Florida State fans like this in a very long time.
Yeah. Yeah, and you mentioned, is Clemson's trajectory up or down? It's very interesting. Joe Klatt this week, who, he did his little pen thing the other week and played a clip from him, saying that Clemson is behind the times and roster management. He came out again today, or I'm sorry, earlier this week, with another hot take about Clemson, saying that even though Clemson and Alabama are both 1-1 to start the season for the first time in the last 20 years, he said this, quote, Alabama is not going anywhere, period. Those of you that want to bury Alabama, let's be very honest. If you look at a team like Clemson, the way they struggled with Duke on the road, and what they looked like, and what Alabama looked like against an elite Texas team, then we need to be honest with ourselves and say those are two different things. Those teams 5 years ago, they were the preeminent programs in the country. We're constantly asking ourselves, Are you going to have a national championship game that's not Vanna Clemson, Vanna fatigue, this or that? These two programs are not on the same trajectory. Clemson's trajectory is headed down, period. Alabama may be flat, but they are not going anywhere. I mean, does this guy know anything? I mean, he is such a joker. First off, did Alabama go on the road to Texas?
No. And is
Okay.
Texas, are we really calling Texas elite?
Exactly.
I mean, maybe they end up being that, but man, are we really calling them that right now already? Joel Klatt is the man. Joel Klatt is the man who routinely has the bad takes, and this was another one.
See, I thought that belonged to Dan Wilkin.
They two peas in a pod. two peas in a pod. Klatt is he's right up there with Dan Wogan in my eyes. He just routinely has these terrible takes, man, and they just a lot of times don't turn out to be true.
Yeah, I think this is another one right here.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of his either.
Yeah.
I just can't fathom how somebody sits and listens to him for 3 hours or watches him on television for 3 hours. I can't wrap my head around that. Drive me insane.
Yeah. The thing is, Clemson, look, now, I have to be very careful with the way I say this because I am in no way, shape, or form placing Duke in the same sphere as Texas. Clemson went on the road later that night and got their ass kicked, okay? That's a fact. If you watch the game, though, and really study it, Clemson should have won that game. Now, they didn't, and I swear I am not going to time you out on you guys and going, if we had this play or that play, the score would have come out different. What I am saying is there is a little bit of a difference in traveling to a hostile environment for your opening game of the season rather than having a week to prepare. This was a week 2 matchup. It wasn't like it was a week 1 matchup. And also, it's the fact that they both lost. Now, Texas handled Alabama, and look, I will fully give Raz Sinker credit for this. He said Alabama was his team to take a step back this season, because of their quarterback play. Which, losing a guy like Rice Young, you had to know it was bound to happen at some point. The thing is, you can't continue to say idiotic stuff like this and not have people call you out. I mean, to say that Clemson's trajectory is down after one game with a new offensive coordinator, a later night game on the road, that to me is 1,000% wrong. If Duke comes to Clemson later night, I think Clemson will lose their ass.
Yeah, we're probably having a whole different discussion if that game's played in Clemson, but I just think we live in the era of the hot take, man, and these national personalities want to try to outdo each other and see who can have the hottest take and get the most, impressions on Twitter and likes on Twitter, and it's all about flexing my muscles on Twitter, and it leads to some bad takes. And I think this was a bad take. I don't know how you can call what Alabama did so much different than what Clemson did. And to me, they're kind of it's kind of the same thing, man. At the very least, again, like you said, Alabama lost at home, and it wasn't a season opener. They had a game to tune up for Texas. Clemson went on the road in an opener with a new offense, a new coordinator, almost a new quarterback. He's pretty new. It's just I don't know, man. Just another bad take from a blowhard media personality.
I like it. I want to take just a second here and find it. And I hear you. All right. So before we hit our final couple of topics, I would like to remind everyone about Death Valley Domain. It is our let me see here. It is our members only site to site where you can come and get Jason's incredible recruiting analysis, interviews and stuff. You can also get breakdowns, insider reports. We are going to host virtual happy hours where you can come with your beverage of choice and sit around in the comfort of your home with us and just chat, football. You can chat whatever you want. And when we hit 1,000 subscribers, we are giving away every piece of swag that we have. That includes all Clemson hats, jackets, these Columbia fishing shirts that we have on. Jason and I are both sorry. We also have we have 3 hats, t-shirts, cups, koozies, everything that we have in our swag closet is coming to you if you are too unlucky person when we hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. Look, it is $4.99 a month or $49 a year. Memberships are already starting to roll in, so don't miss out. It is cheaper than Starbucks or something like that. And honestly, this helps us continue to bring you the type of coverage that you deserve as Clemson fans. Just being honest here, none of us are here, making mega bucks. We do this because we love it. We do this because we love, you, the fans, and the interaction that we get to have with y'all. This will help us continue to build and grow and do more things, and for us to bring you alongside of us. We have so many things planned in the future that we want you to just come alongside us and be a part of us. Yeah. So don't forget about that. Jason, you have anything you want to add on that front?
That's where all the recruiting stuff is going to be. So if you like my recruiting stuff, that's where it's going to start being. Like you said, man, we're not out here making mega bucks, and we're trying to bring a good product that we can tell people enjoy. People watch the videos, they click on the stories, and we want to continue to be able to do that because we like what we do. We love what we do. We enjoy what we do, and this will help us do that. And it's not like it's some expensive, steep price. We think we've got it very reasonably priced, so everybody can afford it.
I like it. So that is our selfish. I guess it's not selfless, is it? It's selfish plug for the night. Sorry, I have to do it because, look, every subscription also helps me pay guys like Jason and Rad, but they are worth it. Honestly, they are invaluable members of this team. I am so thankful to have both Rad and Jason working alongside me, and what we have, built and are continuing to build. So let's skip ahead, all right? I think we're going to say, what can we learn from the FAU game for tomorrow? Because we only have about 3 minutes. I want to know this. In your mind, Jason, where does Clemson sit or fit nationally when you're talking about elite teams, tiers? Obviously Georgia is probably in a tier all by themselves. Then you're looking at your Michigan, Ohio State, those guys, Oregon even. I mean, where do you see Clemson fitting nationally? Because we just went over Joe Klatt saying Clemson's on a downhill trajectory. They ain't coming back. You basically are getting ready for the Camping World Bowl or the Nashville Bowl or whatever else there is. So, where do you see this team?
Yeah, I would coming into the season, I'm like everybody else. I might put Georgia up there in a tier all by themselves. And then you got another little tier with maybe Ohio State. And I said Alabama going into the season, but, they've fallen back a little bit, obviously. I got Clemson in that next group right now. I don't have them. I don't have their trajectory, pointing down or anything like that. Matter of fact, I think they could easily crawl back up into that second level there, depending on what happens the rest of the way. Because, again, we talked about it. This team's got talent. They just got to figure out a way to put it all together and get it clicking all at once and play 4 quarters of complimentary football, be efficient, and not turn the freaking ball over, man. If they can figure out a way to do that and do it consistently, they're going to win a lot of football games. And with the schedule they have this year, it's not as bad as it generally is in the past few years. There's some meat on the bone with this schedule. You got Notre Dame coming to town, Miami comes to town, North Carolina comes to town. You got to go to South Carolina. That's all after Florida State. So there are some opportunities here for Clemson to kind of change this narrative that they are starting to fall off. There are going to be a lot of opportunities for that this year. I would still have them in that second tier, though. I mean, that's where I have them at right now. I know the Duke loss kind of hurt. It's bad for optics. It's bad from a national perception standpoint. I get all that. But again, it's just one game. And it was a game in which they just kept shooting themselves in the foot over and over and over, and at the worst possible time. We'll see what happens the rest of the way, but I think they're gonna have opportunities to change their story. And I think they got the talent to do it.
I agree. I think that not saying that anything magical happened in the second half of that CSU game, but it looked like an entirely different team. The offense looked sharper and crisper. You actually saw K, look off a defender one direction and turn and fire a dart down the field the other. So, not sure what happened at halftime, but that I think that if things turn around and if things start to shift and if the air starts to flow the other way, I think you could maybe point to that second half of CSU as the time it had. That was the time when I said, holy crap, this is Garrett Riley's offense right here. I mean, they're slinging the ball, they're moving with tempo, they're running it at will. And to me, that I think you could look to. Now, that being said, they have an incredibly tough schedule. And I know the national media doesn't want to give credit to the ACC, but the ACC is currently 4-1 against the SEC. And also, the ACC currently has Clemson in the coaches poll and 26th in the AP poll. Then you have Miami, UNC, FSU, all seen there as ranked teams. I mean, there is huge, huge, huge potential for Clemson to be sitting here heading into the last week of the season with people going, all right, that team that we saw week 1 is not this team now. This is a team that, we don't want to play. I think they have the talent. Like you said, they just have to stop shooting themselves in the damn foot.
Exactly, man. They got to stop turning the ball over. 8 out of the last 9 games, they've lost the turnover margin. That's got to change. That has got to change. If they can do that, they can change this. They can change the narrative on this team easily because they got some talent to work with.
Oh yeah, it's not like you're looking at a ton of scrubs out there who can't that can't play. So
agreed. Plenty of talent. There's some. A lot of it's young. I get it, particularly on the offensive side. Some of it's inexperienced, but there is a lot. There's a lot of pieces in place, and I'm with you. I think they found something after halftime against Charleston Southern. It really started to click. That thing started to roll, and it looked like what we expected to see, from the get-go. It just took a little while to get there.
I agree. Well, you know what? Hopefully tomorrow we can have a great bad luck Jason story to start us off. And everyone will join us again. Larry, thanks so much for getting as always. Says I am not worried. 11-1 is very good. Yes, it is. Then I think 11-1 and the ACC championship get you in the playoff. So that is the ultimate goal.
I believe if Clemson could somehow turn it around, run the table, I absolutely believe they're in the playoff. There's no way that a one-loss ACC champion with that schedule doesn't get in.
Amen. Well, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us tonight on the Clemson Tigers Radio Show. Sorry again that we were a little late. You can blame Dad on that. However, if I could count the number of years I have spent waiting on Dad Swinney to finish talking to the team, you'd be shocked. So it was nothing new, nothing surprising. The only thing surprising was his body language, his countenance and stuff. But we'll see if that has any effect on the team come Saturday night. Jason and I will be back with y'all tomorrow night, 7 o'clock again. Again, go over and if you want to continue to support us, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and go join Death Valley domain.
Amen.
I promise you will not be disappointed. Jason, thank you so much, brother. We'll see you tomorrow night. To everyone else, y'all have a safe night, and we'll see you on the other side.